Hello, welcome back for another Read with Me recap of Real by Kennedy Ryan, book number 1 in the Hollywood Renaissance series. So, in my previous reviews, I have gone through chapters 1 through 29. We will now be recapping chapters 30 through 39. And let me tell you, baby, the burn is full yarn. I'm wearing red today. Wanna know why I'm wearing red? Because in the words of Aaliyah Timberland and Missy Elliott, we gonna make it hot like fire. Baby, did they bring it? Yes, it was brought in. So let's just jump right into it. So when we left off in chapter 29, they had their first kiss. They were like all up in it, all up in it. At the end of chapter 29, Canon has a moment of clarity. And in his moment of clarity, he's like, actually, we can't do this. I'm the director. You are my lead actress. And if anybody found out about this, if it became public, this could ruin you. It'll be bad for me, but I've been through a lot before. I can weather the storm. And also, I'm pretty powerful and I'm a man. The patriarchy is against you. It'll ruin your career. I can't have that. I don't want that for you. So, what we need to do is stop what we're doing right now, but not forever, because I'm feeling you, girl. You're not tripping. We here with each other. We can't be here with each other while we're filming. So Canon is like, look, we're going to press pause on this. We're about to finish this film. And then as soon as we wrap up that filming, we're going to hit play. And so that's the agreement that he and Neevah come to, that they are going to remain strictly professional while they are on the set. They're not going to try to pursue anything with each other. They're going to keep it player. That is where we end at chapter 29. And then chapter 30 comes, and it's like Neevah blinked and forgot everything that was talked about in chapter 29. Now, I will give her grace and say that chapter 29 takes place at Thanksgiving, right? And then this in between period in chapter 30 is between Thanksgiving and Christmas. They don't really set the time period for us in the book. I said all that to say your girl Neevah is fainting. She like, why he not talking to me? Why we don't have any interactions? We're here all day at work together. He don't talk to me. I miss him. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. She in her head, she going through it. She's spiraling. Now, this is what I will say. Canon wants her. Bad. Bad. But Canon, he cool. Nobody can read him except for the people who really, 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 really know him well. The people who are in his inner circle can read him like that. Everyone else that doesn't know him like that, he's like stone cold to them. Nobody can get a feel for them. Not even Neevah right now. She's like, am I imagining? Like, was he really messing with me at Thanksgiving? Because this is different. So she rose up on him. And our boy Ken is like, look, I said what I said. We can't do this. You weren't tripping. I do feel how I feel towards you. We here together. But like I said, we got to keep it player on set. And she's like, okay, fine. That's it. Fast forward 2 chapters later, Canon is knocking on her door. Because he wants that old thing back. He was like, you know what, girl? I told you that we need to keep it player. I can't wait that long. So how about we don't keep it player? How about we just keep it low? We just just lower the volume a little bit. And so they decide to take a little getaway outside of LA for New Year's. They're going to do their own things with their families for Christmas. And then New Year's, they're going to spend it together. They're going to celebrate that way. And in chapter 32 is where we get our second kiss. I told y'all the slow burn was slow. We got our first kiss in chapter 29. We get our second kiss in chapter 32. And by chapter 39, cue the 90s R&B. That's all I'm going to say on that. H-Town. Yeah. Body rockin, knockin the boots. But before we get to knocking each other's socks off, right? We have to talk about Christmas. Now, I told y'all that at the beginning, there was something that happened with Neevah. And it was having to do with her family. And let's just say that her sister Terry is a low down dirty gutter snipe. Gutter snipe. Gutter snipe. The gutter, it right here, Terry right next to it. In the gutter. Sniping. So anyway, Neevah goes home to her family and it's awkward because this whole thing that has happened with her sister has created a rift in the family, a chasm, where essentially Neevah's on this one side by herself and everyone else on the family is over here, and it's not really Neevah's doing, right? But she's having to live with the consequences and the realities of it. And she goes on, and although she and her sister are not able to reconcile, Neevah and her mother had a beautiful heart to heart. And you know, there are conversations happening right now with millennials. We popping generational curses in half. And one of the things that we often talk about is mother wounds. And there is a moment in the book where there is healing and reconciliation between Neevah and her mother. So sister, sibling thing with the jealousy and the betrayal and all that, we don't get that fixed. In fact, we get a little bit more drama. Okay, not Jerry Springer level drama, but the drama that Tyler Perry wishes he could write. So we leave the drama at Christmas. Baby, baby, baby. We got New Year's Eve and New Year's. Neevah is like, I love you, Mom. Bye, Terry. My man, my man, my man, my man. And let me tell you something. Your boy Canon shows up. He has been saying this entire time that he wants to do something special, that he wants what happens between him and Neevah to be special. And does he make it special? Yes, he does make it special. Why? Because if he wanted to, he will. If he wanted to, he will. You look up Canon halt in the dictionary, and the definition is real big stepper, semicolon, if he wanted to, he will. That's Canon Hope, baby. He show up and he show out. And I love it for Neevah. I love it for our girl Neevah. So the getaway is absolutely everything you would be expecting from a romantic getaway. The connection between them, the conversation between them, the intimacy between them, the romance of it all. I mean, we spent 29 chapters waiting for sign. You didn't even get a little touch on the ankle. You know, back in the day, back in the 20s, they was giving out ankle. We can't even get a little ankle with it. Slow burning. 30 through 39, particularly chapters 35 through 39, you get passion. Chef's kiss. I am going to leave it right there for the recap of chapters 30 through 39. Be on the lookout for my next recap. Thank you all for being here with me as I go through Real by Kennedy Ryan. I appreciate you showing up for your girl. If you like what I'm doing, please follow me. Stay in the loop. You got to follow me. Until next time, my friends, have a good one. I'll see you at the next recap. Bye.